Welcome back, guys, to episode number 11 here with your Ottawa Senators. We're here in the Year 4 Stanley Cup playoffs going up against the Montreal Canadiens in the first round. Let's just take a recap of where we went off last episode. So last episode, we had the trade deadline. We made some big moves. We acquired the likes of Timo Meier. We gave up Brad Marchand and 3 prospects. We got younger, and we signed him for an extension. As well, we acquired Joe Thornton for the third line. We got rid of Sammy Vatanen. We brought in Joe Thornton for 1 year. And then on defense, we brought in Alex Petrovic for the third line on defense, sorry. So we have a +1 there. As well, if we go check our staff, coaching staff right there, we got a new coach. We signed Marc Brossoit. He's got A's everywhere. His record, obviously, he's a bit different because he's playing with us. But he had a 71, now a 72 coaching fits the team 72%. So I was not going to say no to that. Our coach before, I think, was 64, so we improved dramatically. And he was only a B, but now we got an A-level coach. As well, when he came to the season after we made all these moves, so we had 1 win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins since then. And only, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses, and then 1, 2, I think only 2 overtime losses. So, not too bad after the trade deadline. We finished third, I believe, we finished third in the division because we're playing Montreal right now. Take a look there. So we were 1 point behind Montreal. We had more wins. They had more overtime losses, though. That's why they're here. They're a young team, so if we take a look at Montreal, see who we're going up against one more time, just to refresh everybody's mind. They are a young team wouldn't say compared to us. Like, we have a prime team that's in their prime, and like Shabbat and everybody at 26. But let's take a look here. Jonathan Drouin, he's in his final year at 28. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Alexander Holtz. So first line's roughly the same as ours. Second line, Brendan Saad, Brad Lampert, that's their rookie, and Sven Berchi. So our second line beats out their second line. Third line, Axel Jonsson Fajalbi. We beat out that. We're reading out this line again after I read it out. Nick Suzuki, Josh Levo. And then fourth line, Matt Nieto, Ryan Poling, and Barclay Goodrow. We beat these guys, I believe, on offense. They have one young guy. We have one young guy. But our first line, I'm pretty sure, beats their first line, no problem. Go to their defense. Looking at their defense, they got Will Butcher and Chris Tanev for the first line. I say we beat them +5, but it's Thomas Chabot like 10 overall points more than Will Butcher. Victor Mete, Noah Juleson, so roughly the same. And then Josh Brook and Shea Weber, roughly the same. Goaltending-wise, they've got Jonas Corposalo and Marc-Andre Fleury. Carey Price, just for a reminder, is in the minor league, so we're not going to face Carey Price. We're going to face Corposalo and Marc-Andre Fleury. My goodness, I can't speak. I'll show you guys the statistics. Sorry, one more before we start, just so we can see what we had. So remember, Matt Barzal led the way, 78 points. Besser and Shabbat, 68. Timo Meier, 55. Gallagher White, 54, 53. Severson, 42. Joe Thornton, 42. Brady Tkachuk, 35. Pinto, 32. Batherson, and then everybody else under 30 points a game. 30 points on the season. If we start to lose, we can move some of the guys around. We can use the chemistry to help us out. But I'm hoping that we can build off last year's success after our loss to the Lightning and move on in this year's playoffs. So let's go. Game number 1 in Montreal. First period. We are on the board first. Christian Wolanin from outside the offensive zone. Or is that... No, that's the defensive zone. Okay, so we score from behind center ice. Good way to start it off. Good job, boys. Second period. No scoring. So we're leading on a goal that came from, there we go, Eric Brandstrom right there, from the offensive zone. So at least we hit one inside the offensive zone. We are out shooting them 27-22, under 10 minutes to go. They're on a power play, penalty kill for us. They score one. Brad Lampert, like I said, that's their rookie right there. He gets them on the board, but time is dwindling down for them, and we close this game out. We take game number 1 just like we did last year, 2-1, and we will move. We take one game on the road, which is perfect. That's what you want to do. Brendan Gallagher, I realize, playing against his former team in the playoffs. Let's see if he can beat them. Let's just move on to the second game. We continue that. Let's see if we can score from our own zone again. Love how they scored from there. I wish I could do that in the games. First period, no scoring whatsoever. We're out. We have 2 more shots than them, 8-6. So it's nothing much. Let's go to second period. They get one, Noah Juleson, so they have a 1-0 lead, their first lead of the series. Let's see if we can get one back on them and tie this game up. Under 15 minutes to go. We are outshooting them, and they get Alexander Holtz right there. He's got one. They lead 2-0. They have another one, Janssen Shalby. We get one late, Timo Meyer, under 7 minutes to go. Jonathan Druin gets one and makes it 4-1. And they're going to walk away with this game. We don't get shut out, but not a great game all around, losing 4-1. Hey, we had a better first game. Let's see if we can do anything about game 3. If we lose this game by a wide margin, i.e. like a 4-1 loss, we'll look at making some changes to the lineup and changing how our lines look. So let's go. Game number 3 in Ottawa, home crowd on our side. Split the first 2 games 1-0. Let's try and make sure they don't get any momentum. First period, no scoring again. We are out shooting them 13-4, so if I know anything correctly, we're going to give up a goal here and not score anything. Second period. Yeah, what'd I tell you? So they lead 2-1. Johnson Fajalbi got one. Timo Meyer gets one, though, for us. And then not too long later, it's Jesperi Kotkaniemi getting one. Down 2-1, and we're getting outshot. We're outshooting them, and of course, nothing going our way. And then right there, Brendan Saad gets one. I don't know what to say. Time's ticking down. I thought this would be a better team. There we go. We get one. Duclair gets one late. We're not out of this just yet. Can we get one late to tie it up? We will. Oh, we get one late. Matt Barzell, 42 seconds left. Okay, so we do have some life left in us right here. We tie the game up with 42 seconds left. Matty Barzell on the doorstep. We're going into overtime. You know, I don't like overtime simulation, though, guys. Let's see how this works for our overtime simulating. Let's see if we can get one for the home crowd. Under 15 minutes. Power play for us. We get a power play goal. We do get a power play goal. Brendan Gallagher burns his former team, and we take a 2-1 series lead. So we were down. Let's just check this out again. So they were down 2-1 after the first, and all hope was lost. I almost found, and then Brendan Saad got one, and I thought, okay, we're down 3-1. This is it probably for us. But then Duclair and Barzell get one with under 6 minutes to go. 2 goals in under 6 minutes. And we tied the game up, and then I'm pretty sure we dominated overtime. And then for Gallagher to get one, there we go. We have a 2-1 series lead. That's what we like to see. But Brock Besser out with the sore hip. That means Stefan Nowason will go up there and play. If I'm checking, though, how does Duclair fit on the first line? Oh, Josh Norris will play, but how does Duclair fit? Duclair gets a +5. We're going with +5 for now. Okay, we're going with a +5 on the first line. If I knew that was the case. First period. We get one each. Matt Nieto and Drake Batherson getting one. We are out shooting them 18-11 after 20 minutes. That's a lot of shots. Let's see second period, though. There we go. We get to David Severson and Timo Meyer. Let's close this one out, guys, and take a 3-1 series lead. That first line, though, +5. I didn't know that was a +5. So, drop it in the comments, boys. Do we try and keep a first line of Timo Meyer, Matt Barzell, and Anthony Duclair together? So that would mean a first line of +5 and a defensive pairing of +5. I will definitely consult our coaching staff and our assistant GM after this to see what they think. But we take a 3-1 series lead after a 3-2 win. Going back to Montreal in game number 5. Brock Besser still not returning, but we do have the +5. So let's just take a look, at the +5, what it looks like. So that would mean Matt Barzell, Timo Meier playing at a 90, Barzell playing at a 96, Duclair playing at an 88. So it does work all together. And shall that be the case, guys? We could look into if Brock Besser fits the second line, we move Gallagher down. So we do have options here. If Brock Besser can get if they can get a +1 with Brock Besser on the second line, it will work out. So why don't we go into game number 5? Brock Besser, if we should be back in this series. If not, we could check to see how it would all fit with him on the second line. So why don't we just worry about this game though? Game number 5. Let's see. First period. 5 goals that first period for both teams to combine. So let's take a look here. Brendan Saad got 1. Followed by Will Butcher not too long after. But then Drake Batherson gets 1, Bernard Docker, and Batherson lead again. So Batherson had 2, Bernard Docker with 1. We're leading 3-2 with 12 shots there, 10. Second period, we got another one. Matty Barzell, that 97 overall. It wasn't 97 or 96, one of the two. So we have a chance here to close out this series up by 2. Third period, under 20 minutes to go. Let's go, boys. Let's see if we can go to the second round of the playoffs with this team. We're out shooting them. Hopefully we won't break down. I just probably jinxed it though. Under 5 minutes to go here in the game 5. Will we close it out? Under a minute to go. And we close out game number 5, and we are moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals, boys. Timo Meier led the way with 6 points. We're going to look at all that after. We'll move up and see who we're playing up against in the next round. NHL. Okay, so we are going up against, I'm pretty sure I just saw who it was. But let's take Norris out. We're going to put Brock Besser there. I just want to see here. He leaves a +1. So we could do that. I'm just trying to see if there's any other moves we can make around here. Proving Gallagher down to the third line, the fourth line is not worth it. Brendan Gallagher, so we take a look here. 4 years left at 6.2. We could look at moving him next year, but that's not the point. We're going up against the Detroit Red Wings. So, once again, though, guys, we'll do this quickly, just so we know what we're going to do here. So, what we could do, we'll show it right here. So, we could leave the first line the way it is, +5. So, Timo Meier, like I said, 90 overall, Barzell, 96, and Duclair, 88. Brock Besser fits the second line, but it's a +1. So, Brady Tkachuk, 86, Colin White, 86, and Brock Besser, 89. The third line is still not a plus, so it remains an 81, 83, 85. And then the fourth line, an 82 Joe Thornton, 82 Hoodler, and an 83 Pinto. So it could work out. That first line did play well. If not, we just switch them back and we can go back to a +3. You guys let me know in the comments what you want. I'm going to leave it the way it is right now at the +5, and if we want to change it, we'll change it. Defense, just remember, just stays the same. Nothing changes there. So we'll take a look at our statistics, and then we're going to look at the Detroit Red Wings and see what we're going up against. So, in that first round, Timo Meier and Matt Barzell tied respectively 6 points each. Drake Batherson not far behind with 4, and Hartman with 4. So we got pairings there. Thomas Chabot had 4. Severson had 3. Bernard Docker 3. Duclair had 3. Brandstrom had 2. Gallagher 1. Wallanden 1. Besser had 1, but he was out for most of it. Hoodler had 1. White had 1. Norris, Pinto, Tkachuk, Thornton, Petrovic did not have 1. So Brady Tkachuk seeming to not get points when it comes to playoffs. He had 2 last year in 5 games and nothing this year. And his points have gone down ever since the 2021 season. Hopefully he can... He's only 23, so he's still young enough. We won't worry too much about that. So that is the way our team looks. So our first line, it was more Meier and Barzell together. Besser wasn't around there for much longer. But we could see how that would all work out, respectively, if we want to make any changes. So remember, go back here. Do we want to go with the +5, or do we want to go with the +3? Reminder, though, if we do go with the +3, it goes Duclair back down to the third line and putting Gallagher up there. We're going to leave it the way it is. Just remember, yeah, so Pinto also could go there, but I don't want to put Gallagher on the fourth line. I don't want to do anything like that. We could also move that around. It does work, so if we need to move any guys around whatsoever when it comes to, if we need to make changes during the playoffs. So let's take a look at Detroit's lineup. And that will pretty much be it after, I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look. Detroit's now a competitive team just like us. So that first line of Taro Heroes, Dylan Larkin, and Robbie Fabry. Interesting all around. It's only 2 bars. He could be in 90s. He could be a low or a high 80s. We could see how that's going to work out. But I think roughly our first line beats out that first line, especially the fact we have a +5. And like I said, 96 for Barzell, essentially 90 and an 88 compared to their 283s, which is be different. Svechnikov, Baracco, and Julius Gunderson. Looking at there, he was their first round pick in 2020. He's a sniper, so we got to look out for him. Once again, I think we might be a little bit even on that, considering I don't know how well Gunderson plays and Svechnikov as well. Dmitro Timoshev, Matthew Savoie, and Philip Zadina. Zadina an 87 on the third line. Interesting. We'll see how that one plays out, though. And then the fourth line, Brendan Perlini, Kevin Hayes, and Cale Yarncroc. Interesting all around. Interesting roster for the offense. They're not fully scouted, so I can't give 100% of what I think their lineup's going to be. I'm going to stick, though, with my team and say that we're the better team. We'll take a look at their statistics and see how they performed as a team as well. We'll take a look at the defense, though. Morgan Riley and Brent Burns. Brent Burns not the way he used to be. He's only an 80. He is declining at 38. So we'll see how it is. But they got the Morgan Riley right there. So we'll see how that goes. Edler, Sider, and Cholowitzki and Hronik. We'll see how that defense works. It looks a bit shaky. But remember, we're not 100% scouted, and Brent Burns is on the wrong side of 35. Scratch players, Michael Rasmussen and Joe Valeno. And goaltenders, they have got Holtby and Cal Pedersen. So they got a goaltender in Holtby, and their team is not too bad. Still a young team like us. I think we have the edge, but obviously anything can happen in the NHL playoffs. But I'm pretty sure we have the edge. Better record all around, and I think we have the better team. So why don't we take a look at, they did statistically team stats and their individual stats. So Detroit tied with us 98 points. And once again, it was because of those overtime losses. They had 10. So that was 10 extra points. So they had 88 plus 10. That's how they brought their way in. Goal-wise, we were 3.09. They were 3.02. Defensive-wise, 2.78 for us, and they were a 2.89. So we were a better team offensively and defensively, so hopefully that can help us in the playoffs. Power play-wise, we were 16%, they were 14%, so once again, better team, but anything can happen. Penalty kill, they were a better team, 84 to our 82. Still not that bad, actually, though, but looking at this, I think we have a great series ahead of us. They struggled just like Montreal did in the finals 10 games of the season. They went 3-4-3. Montreal went 3-7-0. So we'll see how we go up against this team. But I think that's it, guys. So we beat Montreal in the first round in 5 games. This time we're going up against the Detroit Red Wings in the second round. 2 young teams still. I still say we're a pretty young team. We're both hungry, trying to move on to that conference finals. We have a lot of things we can address, though, for the next round. One being our +5 to +3 idea. Do we want to keep Duclair up there, or do we want to put Besser back up there and go for a one strong line of the young guns? But pretty much that's it, guys. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment on the video, and if you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs with your Ottawa Senators. Take care, guys.